Leadership Talk, Annual General Meetings, Be Prepared, April 2020. What is Leadership Talk? Manitoba Agriculture and Resource Development industry leadership staff provide free webinars on building the organizational capacity within the agriculture sector, which results in high-performing organizations. This content is designed for informational purposes only. This information is not intended to be a substitute for professional advice. Organizations should consult their professional advisors related to specific situations. We've all taken part in annual general meetings, either as a member, as a director, or executive officer. I've attended many annual general meetings. I've served as a board member and on the executive, including serving as secretary. As a member, I have also been asked to serve as a minute checker, a parliamentarian, and to count votes at an annual general meeting. Some annual general meetings are short and to the point, but others are long, unorganized, or contentious. How do we make sure that members are willing to participate at an annual general meeting? Experience has shown that planning and preparation in advance can make your annual general meeting go smoothly and quickly. I will refer to the annual general meeting as AGM as we move forward in the presentation. Today's webinar is part 1 in a series of 2 on annual general meetings. We will be covering these topics. What is an annual general meeting? Why is an AGM important? Best practices, preparing for your annual general meeting, including timeline, agenda, and reports. Collins English Dictionary defines annual general meeting as the statutory meeting of the directors and shareholders of a company or of the members of a society, held once every financial year, at which the annual report is presented. The Cambridge Advanced Learners Dictionary and Thesaurus further defines the annual general meeting as a meeting that happens once every year in which a company or other organization discusses the past year's activities and elects new officers. What is an annual general meeting? An annual general meeting, also called an AGM or annual meeting, is a meeting of official bodies and associations involving the general public, including companies with shareholders. It's often required by law, constitution, charter, or bylaws governing the body. Is to be held every year for members in good standing or shareholders. Why do AGMs matter? They are a valuable opportunity for your organization to engage members in your cause and activities and develop your brand. They offer the opportunity to be transparent about the operations of the organization, communicate with members, as well as raise awareness about the organization, its goals, and activities. An annual general meeting gives the members the opportunity to elect the board of directors, receive information about the past year's activities, progress, achievements, and milestones, find out about the organization's financial health, make changes to the constitution and bylaws, receive information on future directions, and ask questions. Best practices. Is your organization governed by any acts or regulations? For example, is the organization a registered provincial or federal corporation? Is it established under any other act of legislation, for example, a professional organization or an agricultural society? Is the organization a registered charity or not-for-profit? Is it a branch or is it affiliated to another organization which has rules that apply? Does the organization have a constitution and bylaws or policy and procedures that apply to how and when AGMs are held? Be transparent. Be open and above board in sharing the activities of the board and the organization. All of these are taken into consideration as you plan your annual general meeting agenda. For example, the Corporations Act of Manitoba states that a comparative financial statement shall be placed before the shareholders at any annual general meeting. All corporations in Manitoba must file an annual return with the Companies Office. This includes the date of the annual general meeting. Another example is the Agricultural Societies Act in Manitoba, which outlines that the Ag Society must appoint an auditor or reviewer, and without delay, after a society's annual meeting, the secretary or another officer must send the superintendent an annual report that includes a list of officers, a certified copy of the financial statements and of the auditor's report, and a certified copy of each resolution passed at the meeting. The Constitution or bylaws are the fundamental governing rules and regulations of any organization or corporation. They state how the organization or corporation is to be governed and how the powers of the organization are to be exercised. The Constitution and bylaws will usually include sections on the fiscal year, when does it begin and end, membership, including who can belong, what defines a member in good standing, the rights of members, and the fees, if any. The board of directors and executive, including elections and length of term, and annual general meeting requirements. All of these sections are relevant to your annual general meeting. The parts of the Constitution and bylaws that refer to your AGM may dictate the timing of the meeting, when the meeting is held, for example, within 60 days of the fiscal year end or within a specific time frame or month. Notice of the meeting. It describes how the membership will be notified of the meeting and how far in advance. Quorum. How many members must be in attendance to conduct business? Form of attendance. In person, or are members allowed to take part by telephone or other electronic means? Proxy votes. Are they allowed? Who can carry a proxy and how many? And the agenda. What must it include? AGM timing considerations. When is your fiscal year end? How much time do you need to have your financial statements prepared and audited or reviewed? What month is the anniversary of your incorporation certificate being issued? The last day of which month is the deadline for filing your annual return? What do your bylaws say about the AGM timing and amount of notice? Attendance. What does your Constitution and bylaws allow for attendance or participation at the AGM? Must members attend in person to participate, or are there other options such as by telephone or electronic means? What is your quorum, and can proxies be used? The Gage Canadian Dictionary 1998 defines quorum as the number of members of any society or assembly that must be present if the business done is to be legal or binding. The number is usually set by the bylaw. Quorum may vary depending on the type of decision being made. Examples of quorum include a simple majority or 50% of the membership, a specific percentage of the membership that is other than 50%. Changes to the Constitution may require a specified percentage of members attending, for example, a 2/3 vote of those attending. The Gage Canadian Dictionary 1998 defines proxy as the action of a deputy or a substitute, a person authorized to act for another, a written statement authorizing a proxy to act or vote for a person, a vote so given. Do your bylaws allow for proxy votes at your AGM? Do they describe how proxies are assigned and carried? Here are some other things to check out in your bylaws. Is an audit required? Some organizations only do a review. Who must do the audit of the books for the previous year? Must it be done by an accredited accountant or any unaffiliated person? Who appoints the auditor and when? Generally, this is done at the AGM a year in advance. If an audit is not required, is a motion required to not appoint an auditor and appoint someone else? Does a special resolution have to be passed to amend the bylaws? Check how changes are made to your Constitution. If the bylaws are amended at an AGM, when do the amendments take effect? When is the fiscal year end for the organization? Most organizations meet at least 30 days after the fiscal year end to allow time to prepare financial statements. What is a special resolution? A resolution passed at a general meeting of which not less than 21 days notice specifying the intention to propose the resolution has been duly given, and by the vote of not less than 75% of those members who, if entitled to do so, vote in person or by proxy. A resolution proposed and passed as a special resolution at a general meeting of which less than 21 days notice has been given, if all the members entitled to attend and vote at the general meeting so agree, or a resolution consented to in writing by all the members who would have been entitled at a general meeting to vote on the resolution in person, or where proxies are permitted by proxy. These will often relate to changes in the Constitution and bylaws or to financial matters such as budget, membership fees, or special spending. Planning and preparation is an important part of a successful AGM. Alberta Agriculture and Forestry has an excellent fact sheet called Preparing for Your Annual General Meeting. Your timeline may be slightly different, but this template will help you get started. 2 to 3 months. The financial info is to the accountant and reviewer. The nomination committee begins recruiting new board or executive members. 1 month. Review bylaws. Date set and location booked. Advertising or mail out prepared to provide notice of meeting to membership. Budget prepared and approved by directors for presentation. Nomination committee continues to recruit. 3 weeks. The meeting notice is prepared and sent out. The notice re-agenda deadline. Financial statement returned and clarified with the accountant or reviewer. 1 week. The secretary has all reports, handouts are printed, the treasurer is prepared to accept fees, the agenda is prepared. Advertising or mail out is prepared and circulated. The nomination committee completes recruitment. On the day, arrive an hour early to accept fees, register attendees, confirm quorum and announce at the beginning of the meeting. Be prepared to reply to questions on financial statement, director's reports, and present budget. Have copy of bylaws as well as meeting procedures handbook, for example, a current edition of Robert's Rules of Orders. This fact sheet from Alberta provides a helpful list for preparing for your AGM. I would encourage you to check this resource. The website will also be provided at the end of the presentation. Think about how your organization has promoted your AGM in the past. Did it encourage participation? For example, I have attended AGMs where the membership held a supper, or there was a guest speaker either before or after the meeting. Any notice should include the name of the organization, time and location of the meeting. Do attendees need to confirm their participation? What does your constitution require? How far ahead do you need to notify members? Must the public be invited? Must notification be in writing? Will an email meet this requirement? Must you notify members individually, or can an advertisement be placed in a local paper, on your website, or via social media? What other documents need to accompany the notice? A letter or email will be necessary if there are additional items that must be included in the notice, such as proxies or notifications of special resolutions or motions. Does your organization provide an annual meeting package? Providing a package to your membership can help the meeting move smoothly and save time. Providing the information ahead of time means that your membership is informed about what has happened and is prepared to take part in discussion and decision making. The package should include the agenda, minutes of the last AGM, executive reports, board member reports, and committee chair reports. These two may be combined depending on the role of individual board members. The annual financial statements and auditor's report, any special resolutions, and the report of the nomination committee. This is a simple template for reports from executive and committee chairs. Keep in mind that the annual report is meant to be a summary of the activities of the office or committee over the previous year. List the highlight and the challenges. This is not meant to be a compilation of all the reports given at regular board meetings. You may wish to thank committee members for particular achievements. The main items on the agenda are the annual report. This is often circulated in written form, and then a summary is presented at the meeting. Any special resolutions. These may involve changes to the Constitution or bylaws. The audited or reviewed financial statement. This will usually include a comparison to at least one previous year and to the budget. This portion of the meeting may also include a proposed budget for the coming year. The auditor may be present to give their report and answer any questions about their report. The election of the board of directors and possibly officers or executive, and this is usually the final item of business. The agenda should be available at the meeting in written form. This template is available from our website. It is helpful for both the chairperson and participants to include an estimated time for each agenda item. Year-end financial statements are the key to understanding the financial position of the organization. The financial statements will usually include the income statement, balance sheet, statement of change in financial position. The report may also include a statement by the auditor or reviewer that describes their findings and any recommendations or concerns. The statement may also describe any major changes to note from the previous year. Ideally, the year-end financial statement will show a comparison to one or more previous years, as well as to the year's budget. The financial statements will give the membership a summarized picture of how much has been spent, where it has been spent, what income was generated, and how these compare to the budget and to past years. In review, an annual general meeting is a meeting of official bodies and associations involving the general public, including companies with shareholders. They're held annually. They're often required by the law, constitution, charter, or bylaws governing the body, and they are for members in good standing. An annual general meeting gives the members the opportunity to elect the board of directors, receive information about the past year's activities, progress, achievements, and milestones, find out about the organization's financial health, make changes to the incorporation objects and bylaws, receive information on future directions, and to ask questions. Please watch our webinar, Annual General Meetings Part 2, for information on board roles and responsibilities, conducting the meeting, and helpful tips. Here are some resources that provide further information on annual general meetings. From Alberta Agriculture and Forestry, Preparing for Your Annual General Meeting, the Meetings Guidebook. An agenda template can be found in the template section of the Industry Leadership Resource page. SAS Culture, How to Run an Annual General Meeting, as well as a sample script for the AGM chairperson. Although both of these resources are not from Manitoba or Canada, they do offer some excellent suggestions for planning your annual general meeting. Thanks to the Government of Alberta Culture and Tourism Community Development Unit for the use of material from their presentation, Preparing for Your Annual General Meeting. Stay connected. Send questions to Rural Leadership Specialists at leadership@gov.mb.ca. Make time to visit our Manitoba Agriculture and Resource Development Industry Leadership webpage at www.gov.mb.ca/agriculture. There you will find a number of resources, including fact sheets and worksheets, templates and guidebooks that will help you to strengthen your organization. You will also find contact information for rural leadership specialists who are available to work with your ag organization. The website contains a wealth of information related to starting an organization, developing a strategic plan, being a board member, board operations, dissolving an organization. The resources section also contains a number of tools and links that you will find helpful. Please join the conversation with Manitoba Agriculture and Resource Development. Subscribe to our webinar, visit our website, call our general inquiries line, view our videos on YouTube, or follow us on Twitter.